So in the last segment, we were thinking about models and how they can be problematic when you're not familiar with the object in the model. And so if you have questions, of course, ask, because the artist made choices and sometimes they weren't the best choices. So I will try to point out what is meant in the image and what is not meant to be taken from the image. The other thing we want to think about when we look at models or pictures in the book or items in lab is there can be a problem with scale in a similar way, because when you are looking at something, your brain is adjusting the size of the item if you're familiar with the item. So I give these pictures of men. This is the bathroom man, I guess, the men in a board game. This is a bobblehead little doll, and this is Troy Aikman, the best quarterback of all time. And so when you look at this, your brain automatically knows what is actually the biggest item. Like in these pictures, I don't know if Dwight's bigger or these little playing pieces are bigger, but in actual real life, we know that Troy Aikman is, by far the biggest. But see, your brain knows that because you have experience with all these things. Your brain arranges it automatically. It knows that you're zooming in on the game pieces, and it knows that you're zooming out on the human. And so when I show you images, though, of things that you don't have experience with, it can cause a problem. And I want you to have some metacognition that might be happening. And so, for example, all right, Dwight or the game pieces may appear to be the biggest, and this guy may appear to be the smallest, but in reality, Troy Aikman is the tallest. So when we're looking at images or diagrams or looking at models, we're going to have to try to put them into some kind of scale in our brain. And that is where the hierarchy of biological organization helps, because are we at the atom scale? Are we at the molecule? Are we a macromolecule, organelle, cell? These things get bigger as we go. And so that does help you to sort of organize what's bigger than what's smaller than what, and so on. So that's actually, if you're aware of what, when your brain is having trouble figuring out one of these images, have some awareness that could be what the problem is, and it can help us to figure out how we can solve that problem. So, all right, so that's all I have for chapter 1. We will go quickly through the questions that I'm going to give you some worksheets. There's also just study sheets in class, and we'll go over those, but make sure you bring your very detailed notes that you took during watching this lecture. We'll fill those in pretty quickly when we get back together. And then there is a practice quiz for chapter 1 as well, which is under activities on our eCampus site, and then under quizzes. The chapter quizzes don't count, but they're practice for the test. So the test does count. And I wrote the questions, so I wrote the test, so you should probably practice on those. All right. Well, hopefully we will see you. I will see you on Monday. The ice will be gone and we'll get back on track. Please let me know if you have any questions or problems. I'm happy to help.